You know, I got, we practice 18 or 19. I don't even know what number we're on, but, when I threw up the practice schedule and the team meeting today, I got some, and you're to that point in camp where you get that, and I said, hey, I don't want to hear you, We're going to work today. We got to get 3% better. We got a lot of stuff to correct. So we had a good day yesterday. Questions?
This is the third week you've been with these guys. Have you noticed a different approach, different attitude than you saw last year?
It's funny you say that. I don't see as much. I do see a different attitude. We've talked about the edge. I just don't see as much clowning around. It's not that, like, these dudes are a little bit more serious than the last year. Is there a reason why? I have no idea. But I just see there's not as much, like, even walking off the field, the guys are just, like, serious. Walking off the field, walking on the field just seems to be more locked in, I guess. So just, every team's a little bit different, I told the guys earlier in the year, or earlier in camp, this is Team 135. This is 135th edition of Pitt football. And, 2024 team, there'll be one team. It's you. What are you going to do? And we got a lot to prove.
With the way things went last year, do you feel like you're taking more time looking at these position battles and at quarterback just because of, trying to get the right guys in there? Yeah,
it doesn't matter what position it is, but, you're always doing that. I can't tell you we're taking more time. But last year, I think we assumed too much, and and the offense assumed, and it gave us a bad job, and I put that on me.
Do you see any separation between the center and the left guard position in terms of who's going to start?
Yeah, I think we're getting closer there. I think Lyndon Cooper's, he's got the lead on that spot, I would say, at the center spot, and at the right guard spot, B.J. Williams has had a nice camp. He's gotten better along the way, but Coretta has really done a great job at fighting for there. Terrence Moore is going from guard to center. Thinks he can play tackle as well. So we feel like we need to stay healthy, but we got some guys to fill in there as well.
Are you trying to cross-train Terrence at guard and center, or is he battling for that left guard spot?
He's battling for it, but he's cross-training as well. It's a little bit of both, right? We've played a lot of football games with Terrence Moore, so but Lyndon's done a nice job there.
Pat, maybe this is something that will play out over the year, but are you seeing a benefit to your defense practicing against tempo?
Yes, I think we've done a pretty good job against tempo. More than the tempo, I just think we get a better look at all the stuff that most offenses we face on a daily basis. Not necessarily the tempo, but matter of fact, our defense would like the offense to slow it down a little bit so they can focus on fundamentals. So that can sometimes mess you up because we don't mind the tempo in a game. That doesn't bother us because we will teach and coach that up. But what they want to make sure is they get the fundamentals and slow down, get perfect alignment, all those little details, which I get. But you like to get it at a fast tempo. But the thing I think our defense benefits is seeing all the stuff that we're going to see during the season. I think going into the season we're much more prepared for these spread offenses and all the gun runs and all that stuff.
PJ had the 3 picks last year. It seems like his helmet's full of those takeaway stickers this summer. Where does he fit in with that safety rotation right now?
PJ's a football player. He's got the best ball skills back there. He's got a nose for the football. He finds a way to catch it all the time. He had another beautiful one yesterday. PJ's a football player. So we got a 3-man, 4-man rotation back there. We talked about the depth of that unit back there at the safety position and kind of where that depth was a year ago. So I'm happy with where it is. It's nice to keep those guys fresh. They're getting attacked. They run a lot, and we got a lot of faith that PJ is going to catch the ball when it comes his way, and that's important.
Is Brookins number 4?
I would say Brookins number 4. Brookins, he could be number 3. He could be number 2. Brookins is a good football player, and we'll just see how the season goes. But he's a football player. I told him, I don't want any spring ball All-Americans. They really don't count, and fall camp All-Americans don't count. We're going to find out what happens when the lights turn on here, and come August 31st.
One more before we get to walk through.
It's okay. Yeah, I was a little late. Get out here. Go ahead.
Has Cruz been having a good camp? Has he been doing?
Who's that?
Cruz.
Cruz Brookins is having a great camp. He's having a great camp, like he did spring. He's done a nice job. He'll probably be the starting nickelback as well. I would anticipate he's going to be a really good football player. We're excited about him.
Is Cam Lindsey still standing out to you at the linebacker position, or what has he done?
Cam is. He's younger. He's got Kyle Lewis up there. Kyle Lewis stands out to you. But Cam Lindsey, all 3 of those freshman linebackers, Bruton, Jeremiah Marcelin and Cam Lindsey. Those are three really good linebackers. I mean, at this point in camp, you can always kind of go, oh, golly, maybe we made a mistake there. There's no mistake there at all. They're all three of those guys are dudes. They're all going to be guys that you guys will be asking about for the next 4 years.
You guys, I mean, you've typically gone with just two safeties. I mean, it was DeMar and Paris, it was Brandon and Eric. Do you think you'll have a deeper rotation there this year than you have?
No doubt. I mean, last year we had a 3-man rotation with with Javon Donovan and PJ. This year, we got 4 guys. It's nice to keep it fresh. You get that fourth quarter, and I have to look back and think of who those backups were those different years with DeMar and Paris back there and all the different guys. Who the backups were and if we felt good putting the guy in or not. I forget where, I couldn't tell you who that third guy was. But we feel good about all 4 of those guys, guys that can come in and help us win a football game.
I assume.
If it's a passing situation, I want PJ in it, okay?
I assume you're going to let the team know by the winner of the quarterback derby before you tell us. Are you going to make us wait until warm-ups on August 31st?
I assume, Jerry, the assumption and your assumption, my assumption, the assumption is, I don't know, Jerry. I haven't really thought that far. I'm worried about practice today and pads and making sure I get these guys to give me everything they got today and give their coaches everything they got. So, assumption, you can assume whatever you want.
Do they bring different skill sets to the table? Like give the defense different looks?
The quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. And again, they've both been outstanding. I mean, I don't think you're going to be disappointed in whatever you see out there. I think you're going to be happy with what you see. I don't think our defense is easy to go against every day with all the different stuff we do. And Bates does more stuff in practice than he will do in a game. I always kind of bust him like, you're scared to do it in a game, but he won't be afraid to do it during practice. So I tease him about that. But they're both. We're looking for that consistency. It's like one day one's really, really good, and the other one's good. And then the next day the other one's really, really good. The other one's good. But we want them to be great all the time. So that consistency, and again, I think we'll see some more things as we go through game plan week and how do they pick up the game plan. How do they adjust it against a different defense? Because that's going to be the key for everybody. It's not just the offense or defense, or just a quarterback position, linebacker. How do you pick up and adjust? The older guys adjust to a new game plan every week better than the younger guys do.
Have you started game planning for Kent State specifically this week?
Yeah, we've got in yesterday. We had one period. Today we'll have a period and a half, I guess. 15 minutes. That's it. But I don't want to get too deep into it too early because we could have started a week ago. But sometimes kids get bored. I don't want them to get bored. I want them to be anxious about it. So little by little, we'll just wean into it. Then we'll really get into the thick of things Sunday and going into Tuesday. All right?
All right.